Hi everyone. Following the tremendous interest in our last presentation on how to release stress out of the body, I thought I would share 3 quick tips with you, or techniques on how to protect the body from stress and anxiety and worry and annoyance, working on the principle that prevention is always better than cure. So for most of us, what we're doing is we're waking up in the morning and the first thing we're doing is checking the statistics. How many new cases are there of COVID-19? How many people have passed away, sadly passed away due to this illness? And then what happens is that our mind goes, well, how does that affect my area? And then it goes, how does it affect our country? And then it will go, how does it affect the planet or globally? And then within 17 seconds, the mind comes in again and it goes, how does that impact on my health or the health of my family? Perhaps elderly parents that we can't go visit, or people that we have working on within our family that are working on the front line. And immediately stress and anxiety begins to enter the body. Give it another 17 seconds then. And now the new stress has come in over the last week within our media about the financial aspect of COVID-19. So within 17 seconds, another stress has come in. If I'm laid off, is there a job for me to go back to? Will my business survive? How will, and again, we're looking inwardly first. And then we look at our country and are we going, is there the potential of another recession? And then we look into, again, globally, for a global economic recession. And within those 17 seconds, 2 sets of 17 seconds, our bodies have become literally vibrating that energy of tension, of worry, of anxiety, and of fear. And I'm going to use the terminology of a virus of fear because it's the current terminology at the moment, and I think it'll be very easily then understood in that way. So, and why is it so important? So when this virus of fear gets into our system, it robs us of our moment, of our joy, of our connection to our family, and most of all our connection to ourselves. So one of the most profound wisdoms I've learned over the years is that it takes 17 seconds for a thought to attract a like-minded thought. Now we in Ireland understand this because we have the saying about you know, I got out of the wrong side of the bed this morning, and it's like you get the first thing wrong and then the day goes downhill after that. Well, it's the very same with our thought pattern. So you get into that stress place and then very quickly it adds another thought of stress and another thought of stress, each within the 17 seconds. So what do we do about it? So how do you break that chain of thought? And you very interesting answer is you introduce a new thought. And for me, that's always been the Om. And for those who haven't seen the last presentation, the Om holds the vibration of the earth. It holds the vibration of our vibration, and it holds a cosmic connection. So when we chant or say or sing the Om, it brings us into alignment. Now that's really important. But more importantly at the minute is it breaks that chain of the virus of fear. So simply what you do is you close your eyes, take a breath in and chant the Om. And it goes Om. And if you do that for 17 seconds, that chain of thought has been broken. Now it doesn't have to be the Om. It can be your favourite song that you choose to hum, or a vision or a memory that you have of your family that creates joy and light into your mind. And as long as you hold the thought for 17 seconds, it will attract a like-minded one. And so then you can move out into your family more connected, more centred. You're not vibrating that anxiety and fear and stress, and so everybody around you will feel more comfortable and more sure and more protected. So our second little tip is try not to listen to the news, discuss the news, or anything else that brings in a fear or anxiety while you're having food. So if you're listening, and lots of us are in the morning time, we're listening to the news as we're having a breakfast, or maybe listening again in the evening time as we're having our much loved family meal. And what we're doing is that as we're listening to the statistics or the death analysis, we are ingesting fear. So with our food, in goes the fear. And it goes right into the solar plexus. And what happens then is that we're literally ingesting it. And you have no idea how many barriers that gets through, of our natural protective barriers that would keep that vibration out. But when we ingest it, it goes right into the core, into the solar plexus, into the gut, what we call the second brain. And it's much harder then to clear it out of the body. So where possible, don't think, discuss, analyse, or listen to this, anything that brings stress or anxiousness or worry while you're having food. And our third tip this evening is, don't be the person who spreads the virus of fear. Words have power. And when we load them with their emotion, they have a tremendous amount of impact and power onto the person that you're speaking of. So when we are chatting about what's going on in the world today and all of the worries and fears and stresses around it, and we're loading it with our fear and worry, and we're passing it on to another soul, we have no idea how they process fear. Everybody does it differently. And you have no idea when you're telling your story how that's impacting the person that you're speaking to. And can they carry it? Or do they know how to let it go? So you're literally passing on that virus of fear. So where possible, be mindful of how you speak around this. Notice when you're getting into that vibration of anxiety, and notice who you're passing it on to. It could be very little ears that are listening that you don't even know that have ears on what you're saying. Or it could be your loved ones and building a tension or a stress within your home. So just be a little bit more mindful that you're not the person that passes on this fear connection. So just to sum up, it only takes 17 seconds, just 17 seconds, to attract a like-minded thought. So you break the connection of that virus getting into your body and you think a new thought. That could be a norm or anything that is right and feels light and good for you. Don't eat while you're listening to the news or discussing the news. Just let that meal time be a little bit sacred, so that your body can have peace to digest and therefore gain all the nutrients from the food that you're eating and move out from there being strong. And don't pass on that virus of fear. So everyone, take care, be kind to each other, follow all protocol of social distancing and washing your hands, and be as tuned in to yourself and as strong as you can be in alignment, so that when you move out through your day, that everything flows with grace and ease for you. Namaste.